got a great show for y'all. Your headliner, you seen him on The Daily Show. You seen him all over YouTube. I need a lot of energy. Put your hands together, put your hands together, put your hands together, put your hands together. Give it up for Josh Johnson!
I've been taking stock of my friends and what's going on in our lives and everything. And just, I'll say that as men, we collectively don't seem to be doing well. Like, things are rough in lots of different areas, lots of categories. In the jeopardy of men, we are in jeopardy. Near every facet of life feels like more confusing, more difficult to navigate in a way that feels like you are definitely doing the right thing. I do believe that lots of people are doing their best, truly. I just also think that... Okay, as an example, I can't read a map. I can't, like, you give me even if you gave me a map of this building and pointed to where I was right now and told me to get to a specific bathroom, I'm probably gonna end up outside. Like, I cannot seem to read a map. As much as I try, I end up turning it. So I tried to be a Boy Scout for a little while. It was terrible. And because when you try to be a Boy Scout, like when you really trying to go for all the badges at once, everything, and you really not getting anything, you are just being a problem in the woods. And one of the things was, like, I could not work a compass because I was like, so it's supposed to go in every time, right? And they were like, no, it's supposed to show you where north is by how it's positioned, but it doesn't have to point north every time. I'm like, oh, okay, because it's dangling. And they were like, well, did you let a magnet touch it or something? I was like, I don't see what that should have to do with anything. Like, they're like, no, well, the compass works off, like, the poles of so if you touch it with a magnet, it confuses the... So you got a piece of paper telling me where I am and where I need to get, and then you gave me a cup of metal that points anywhere it wants to. And somehow I'm the one that doesn't know what he's doing. Why are we even in the woods right now? We live inside. Have you ever thought of that? Try as I might, I could not read a map. Even if you lay the thing out, where I needed to go, where I was now, and the way to get there, it's like in practice. I couldn't close that gap in my mind because I knew that the map is a suggestion. It's a good one, but the map doesn't have to do all these steps. Even the compass is a tool, but if it's spinning, we might as well be Pirates of the Caribbean or something. Like, that doesn't... This thing doesn't help me at all. I don't know where it's pointing, and it won't be still. I'm being still, it won't be still. How does that work? Is north moving? Is north on its own journey? Try as I might, I could not seem to read a map, and that is what it feels like to at least to me, be a man now. There's a map, and the map is laid out with lots of good suggestions, and you even get tools along the way to make sure that you get to where you want to be, which is being a successful man, being a good man, being, a respected man. But then in actual practice, walking that road, you're like, look, the paper says. But when I look around, it's tough. It is, especially with love. Like in regards to like love, attraction, seeking someone out and meeting someone you like, trying to take it to another level. It can be difficult because if you are, I won't even say good, if you are at least a regular man, bad men have ruined everything for you. And I'm not talking about but I'm a good guy. I'm talking about if you are just a regular tax-paying citizen who doesn't do any crimes and is generally nice to people, maybe a wave. Not even talking about a good, outstanding man. If you're just a regular guy, bad men have ruined everything for you already before you got there, right? It's like they showed up in the room right before you and farted. And then you walk in and you can't prove it's not you. But you know it's not you. You know you didn't do anything. And the bad man that farted has already left the room. We're all living in his wake. And it's hard to find the actual bad man sometimes because, he's stealthy. He's disguised. You know what I mean? You'd have to follow him around all day. You'd have to follow him every waking minute just to have the proof that he's a bad man. You would. That's why it takes years sometimes to figure people out. You'd have to hunt him down and then take the picture and run into the room and be like, he was eating beans. Those were his farts. You just have guys that maybe don't have someone to tell them how to go about life, like that, whether you call it a father figure or just like friends in general that can be that sort of guiding light of here's how you handle each situation, especially when it comes to dating. Like who you pick to be with is a huge part of your life because it's gonna be most of your life picking people, and we're not doing fantastic. And I say that as not from a place of judgment, just from looking around. It's pretty apparent. You look at the internet is fueled with so much anger, so much hate. A lot of it is resentment for what people don't have or don't feel like they can get, and it leads people to not take care of themselves. One of the most attractive things you can do is take care of yourself. Just let the water. I can tell exactly how depressed my friends are by how it smells when I walk in their apartment. Do you know what I mean? Like every once in a while you get a little whiff here and there, and it's like, you just came back from a game of pickup basketball. It's gonna be like that in here. And then sometimes you visit a buddy and you're like, ooh, Whew, she left. Yep, she's gone. No. Like, I have friends who, obviously, friends that are trying to date everybody across the spectrum. But one thing that I have found as a point of frustration is when people don't listen to me about things that feel, they feel pretty apparent. You can take my advice, you cannot take my advice. It doesn't actually affect me. I just want people to be happy, right? And so a good example is like when your friend says he's got a date and that she's coming over, and you're like, here. And then he has the nerve to be like, what? No. You know what? Here is what? What is here? Or then I'll have a conversation, especially, I'll have a conversation with some of the women that I know in my life that will not believe me when I give them advice about men. But I have no ulterior motive. I'm just like, hey, this thing is happening. Just so you know, I'm trying to be helpful. And it's weird because we as people accept a lot of things as an idea, in a big way, right? So you'll hear men are dogs, blah, blah, blah. Every man wants one thing. All guys are after the same thing. And those are almost principles that people live by. But then when you tell your friend, hey, that's a dog. And then she's like, no, not Mark. He's so sweet. It's like, what are you doing? We just established that and there's a level of frustration that comes with that when it would be like if someone came to you, right? Like a dog owner came to you and they were like, I don't know why my dog is doing this thing. And then you told them because you're someone who has trained dogs, been around dogs a lot. So you're like, this is why your dog is doing it. Oh, you also in this scenario happen to be a dog. So then you're a dog that's trained dogs and been around dogs all your life, telling someone, because you are a talking dog, you can speak, telling them why this dog is doing that thing. And then they're like, no. That doesn't sound right. But it is. It is. No, not Mark. He's so sweet. I've known him for so long. I'm telling you, that's a dog. Not Mark. Mark is the sweetest. You don't know him like I know him. Like, I don't need to know him at all. I know the 4 facts you've told me about Mark, so I know exactly what Mark is trying to do. No, not sweet Mark. I'm like, you need to stop calling him Mark. From now on, his name is Ark, Ark, Ark. That is a dog. You wouldn't believe the conversations I've had trying to be helpful. You know what I mean? Like, especially in like high school, like college. You try to help your friends and everything. Conversation. Wait, you mean to tell me that this guy is just hanging around me and secretly wants to be with me and is willing to be friends with me for years just so that he might have a chance, be my friend throughout all of my other relationships, and likes to go on these, like, not quite dates, but mini dates where we go to the movies together and then we get dinner and then we go back to my place and hang out and then fall asleep together. You mean to tell me that guy is trying to be with me? He thinks about being with me all the time. He wants to hang out with me more even. He always seems a little sullen and slow to text back when I start dating a new guy, but that's just because he's busy. There's no way that he wants to be with me. And then I have to be like, what do you think I'm doing? Oh, it's tough. And one of the things that makes it tough for like boys, but especially young men, is that there isn't a sort of roadmap, and I don't expect there to be, because like human connection is so nuanced, and what people mean to each other is going to be different by a different degree for every person. But I think that in like popular culture and as a general narrative, we have started to just straight up vilify a man's attraction in general. And it's something that I don't know how you recover from if that's the narrative that's out there. And I understand why people are hesitant. It's a thin line. It's a very thin line to walk as a dude who is attracted to someone and trying to act on that thing. Try and let them know you're interested, trying to make the first move. It's a tightrope, and it's scary to do. Not just because rejection is scary, but the thing you do next will determine how they feel about you probably forever. Because there's not a lot of going back you can do if you're friends and then you try to be more, or if you shoot your shot with a person you don't even know. All that stuff takes a lot of bravery. And it's not always going to be done right, especially when you're young, you're making mistakes, you know? Like, I remember in class, my buddy, he had the biggest crush on this girl. Oh, and we're young, and he didn't know what to do with all that pent-up energy. So he's daydreaming, and he starts drawing her. Decides to draw her, and draws a beautiful picture of her, right? Like, got her hair as if it was blowing in the wind, got her face perfect. He was a really, really talented artist, right? So he drew her, and he drew him. And then, just by happenstance, because he was so lost in it, he didn't catch that the bell had rung. And so we're all getting up, we're all leaving, and then she passes his desk. She sees it. And she's like, "Hey, is that me?" And he has to be like, oh, yeah. And he had drawn her so beautifully. She was genuinely touched. She was like, "That's amazing. You're so talented. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful." And I don't know, I think she was just so taken aback because none of us knew he could draw that well, you know? And so she was like, Can I have it? And he was like, yeah. And he was leaning on his desk right next to where he was finishing up some touches on her. And he's like, yeah, but now he doesn't want to move. Because he also drew him next to her. And he drew a version of him that is unrecognizable. He drew a version of him with abs. Y'all, we're 13. He drew a version of him with abs, with boulder shoulders, like truly looking like an anime character, just jacked, top to bottom, knuckles jacked, everything. Had the big old muscle behind the ear, everything. Hair flowing too, hair almost as good as hers. But you know, people are walking out and he already said that she could have it. And so she's like, "Can I have it?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah." Leans up a little bit, and so she finally sees the other side and she's like, "Oh." Is that you? And my man sat there and was like, "Oh, nah, like that's just the, you know, type of dude I want you to find." You know what I mean? Like somebody that, you know what I mean, like you really deserve, you know what I mean? Like he you know, just somebody you might meet one day who's right in front of you. Because so much of attraction is about timing. We don't give timing enough credit. there's all this stuff like if one guy does one thing and another guy does the same thing, and the woman goes for one of the guys, it's because he's more attractive and the other guy's creepy, or we've seen this sort of narrative play out over and over again. But what we don't talk about in those situations is the timing. When did this person say this thing? When did this person say this thing? When did this person do this thing? When did the other person do it? So much of attraction is about timing. And I've talked to my friends and I've asked them before, I'm like, what are you even looking for in a guy? And I'm like, oh, I just want like an honest guy. And I was like, I'm gonna stop you right there. Because so many men are such freaks that you really gotta parse out the honesty over time. Some people think that omission is dishonesty, right? But omission might be why you're in a relationship. Because if you knew top to bottom who they were immediately, it might make you hesitate. I'm not saying lie. I'm not saying be a liar. I'm saying that honesty comes to a point. Let's say you meet someone. You meet someone that you very much like, and maybe it's just off of the connection, seeing each other from across the room. He walks over and he says to you plainly, hi, my name, right? I don't know you, but I'd like to. Would you have dinner with me? I think that we could have a really good time. You know what I mean? You see that thing alone. I feel like that's almost perfect. That's like out of a movie, right? But an honest man, a truly honest man walks up to you. Honest from the bottom of his heart. Doesn't know how to lie. It doesn't come naturally to him. An honest man walks up to you and says, hi, I just noticed you, and I know I don't know you, but I'd like to. And I'd love to take you out sometime, if that's okay. And I'll suck your toes if you let me. Do you see where he should have stopped? Do you see where a certain amount of honesty was too much? It was true in both cases, but one guy had the common sense to stop talking at a certain point. Honesty is important. Honesty is very important. But I also think if you're being honest with a person and you're being self-aware at the same time, there are things that you omit on the front end until you get to know them. Some people think omission is lying, but I think omission timed well is like the appropriate time to tell someone something. You start dating a guy, maybe it's going really well. Maybe it's a week, 2 weeks in, slept over a few times. You wake up, you roll over, he's like waking up as well, and he's like, hey, you want breakfast? I make some mean pancakes. Perfect. Wake up next to an honest man. You're waking up. You roll over, he's waking up. He's like, hey, you hungry? I make some mean pancakes, and I've actually been awake for an hour. I was just smelling your hair. Been dating somebody for a little bit. You're texting, Oh, how you doing? Oh, I'm good. How are you? I'm good. Miss you. Miss you too. Oh, how'd you sleep last night? Oh, slept okay. You have any dreams? Yeah, actually I did. What'd you dream about? Dreamed about you. Good place to stop. Fantastic place to stop. This is where you stop. Hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm good. How are you? Oh, I'm good. Just, waking up. Oh, you have any dreams? Yeah, dreams. What did you dream about? Oh, I dreamed about you. Oh, really? Yeah, I dreamed about you, and we went on vacation together, and then we actually had this like whole vacation plan. We were in like the Virgin Islands, and then I got us this like surfing lesson because we had talked on the date of how we want to surf. I don't know why I was dreaming about surfing, but I dreamed that we were doing this like surfing lesson together, and then like the surf instructor was like kind of hitting on you a little bit, and then like you were able to surf really well, like you took to it like a duck to water, and I was like over here falling all the time, and because you were doing so well, he was giving you extra tips, so he basically spent the entire lesson just giving you attention and everything, and then I was like fighting to not drown and just sort of laying on the board the whole time and everything, and then afterwards, after the lesson was over, he like slipped you his number, and so then we went to dinner, and while we were waiting on our food, I was like, oh, I'll be right back, and then I left the restaurant and I tracked him down, and I had a little conversation with him about trying to steal people's girlfriends during surfing lessons, if that's something that he really does, and if he does it often. He's like, no, and I'm like, yeah, and then we took another little surfing lesson. We took a little trip down to the beach, and I just sort of pushed his, where the sand and the water sort of splash, where the wet sand was, I just sort of pushed his head into the water until the tide was sort of going over it. And so I couldn't really tell if there were bubbles or not because there's so much wet sand and everything. But I just sort of held it there until he stopped struggling, and then I woke up. I think it's important to be honest. I do. I just think it's important to be self-aware, too. I'm not saying be a liar. I'm just saying, like, check yourself. Check in with yourself. Know who you are. You know what I mean? Know what that's going to sound like, depending on the timing. Timing is everything. It's so important. When I was in high school, my boy, he finally asked this girl out that he had had a crush on for a couple years, right? Finally just went for it. Something about summer just made him a new man. Asked her out, and she said yes. Oh, we're off to a great start. Asked her out, asked her to a movie. Asked her to a movie, and she said she wanted to see Spider-Man. Okay, great choice. Phenomenal date. We both like Spider-Man. We don't have a lot of life experience. We're crossing over heavily. So he said he'd take her to see Spider-Man. Take her to the movies to see Spider-Man. That was their date. What she didn't know, what he did was he didn't just buy their tickets to see Spider-Man. He bought out the theater. And timing is everything. Because they get there and sitting down, lights get low, previews even start, and she was like, wow, I thought other people want to see Spider-Man. I thought it was a pretty popular movie and everything. And then he turns to her. With a biblical lack of self-awareness. After she says, I thought other people would have been in the theater, with us, want to see Spider-Man. I've been hearing about it all week. He turns to her and he goes, oh, I made sure nobody would be here. Why even word it like that? What are you doing? He said that as soon as he said it, he saw the look on her face. He said it felt like she was waiting the whole movie for Spider-Man to rescue her. And that's why timing is so important. Because depending on when you do something like that, depends on how it comes off. This is a first date. Do you know what I mean? Even there are some people who would find that sort of gesture romantic if you said, oh, I'll take you to see Spider-Man. And I'll make sure we get our own private theater. Ooh, okay. That's different. But saying I'm gonna take you to see Spider-Man and not telling her no one else will be there, even as you sit down, they have the popcorn, the drinks, everything. Middle of the movie, makes his move, tries to put that arm around her, right? And because there was so much room in the theater, she did sit one seat away. Because once he said it, I don't think, he just couldn't save it. There was no aspect of the rest of the movie where he wasn't like, you're locked in here with me. He said he had to keep turning to her the whole movie when stuff would happen, be like, crazy. It's wild, right? You know. Oh. And so it can feel sometimes a bit hard to find your footing when it comes to attraction, because everyone, from the people closest to you to the people far away, feel far away. If you don't really know how to connect, and especially now, we've built a sort of like scary parasocial connection with people that we're attracted to that they can't possibly know on the other end. And then it comes out in comments online. It comes out sometimes in whole articles. There's a line between like fascination and then crossing over into something pretty weird. I don't know if y'all saw, but apparently Sydney Sweeney, the actress Sydney Sweeney, is going to be selling bars of soap that contain her bathwater. Now, if you don't know who Sydney Sweeney is, she is an actress that is like, not just like an A-list actress, she is her generation's like top bombshell. Like, people have been freaking out and lusting over Sydney Sweeney for a long time. And it is pretty creepy. It's like, don't get me wrong, she is a beautiful woman, but the way the internet makes sure that someone that you haven't met doesn't feel like a person to you is like why we have the sort of conversations we have. Because Sydney Sweeney is in not just lots of movies. She's in, Handmaid's Tale. She's in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. She was in Madam Web. She just has range, right? She does a lot. And the way that people, every time she is on camera, every time she's even mentioned, the way that people, almost as like an understood, acceptable amount of creepiness creep on her, has been something that's like compounded over time. Like, she was in Euphoria, and then she was in other projects, and it compounded, and it started to like become exponentially creepy. And I think that this bathwater soap thing is brilliant on her part, because now she'll know the 5,000 men that need to be put on a list. Like, trust me when I tell you, if you buy Sydney Sweeney's bathwater soap, you will never meet Sydney Sweeney. That's gonna be her hit list right there. It's insane. It's truly wild. 5,000 bars. It's gonna go in a second. It's not even out yet. Doesn't come out till later. Just the anticipation is like going viral. And I don't know. We might be in a very bad place we can't recover from. You know, 5,000 bars. I'm assuming they're only gonna let one person have each bar. Just get as many people on the registry as possible. I don't even know what you would do with you. Like, that's something you would get caught with. If as a man you bought Sydney Sweeney's bathwater soap, you can't let anyone in your life know you have it. That's everyone gonna look at you different. Because they'll know, as soon as they see it, they'll know some things about you. Like, you were at your laptop ready. I suppose 5,000 men who are in a rough place are gonna be buying this bathwater soap, which doesn't even make logical sense. It's dirty soap. And I say 5,000 men because I'm not saying that there's no women who have a crush on, Sydney Sweeney. I'm just saying that as men, we are both grosser and more practiced at using our laptops for these exact things. I'll tell you something that I don't even honestly, if I'm being 100% with you, I don't even know if I can word this correctly so you understand what I'm saying. I know a man who knows his favorite page of an adult website by the URL by heart. That is absolutely insane. Do you know how down bad thirsty you have to be to remember http // baddiesonrollerskates.com semicolon bracket B12 %, parentheses 2. I'm wondering how we got here. Truly, I'm wondering how we got here, not just as a society, but with the promotion, with the soap company. How did this happen? Because you know it wasn't Sydney Sweeney's idea. Sydney Sweeney didn't roll up in there like, you know what people love? Me. You know what I can spare? Bathwater. Let's sell it. That's business. I think a sick man, a definitely sweating man with an unfortunate voice said to Sydney Sweeney at a meeting, look, look, young lady. I believe, and this is just Jebediah Jones talking, all right? Because a lot of nasty men talk about themselves in the third person. This is just Jebediah Jones talking. But I believe that people would pay for your bathwater. We make soap. You bathe. Let's make some money. Like, truly, I think that's how it went down. No? Because even in the tweets that I've seen about it, I think these are Sydney's words because they're in the quotations. But you know, in it, she's sort of playing off of the idea that this is a thing that people have talked about on the internet before, and she's like, well, you know, this is something people have been asked for. Figured it'd be a fun way to do it. I hope it just makes men think about taking care of themselves because I've been in some pretty gross dudes' bathrooms. That completely flipped the script for me. When I read that, I was like, what disgusting man made Sydney Sweeney go, I gotta do something. Sydney Sweeney is in your bathroom just looking around like, how the ceiling get dirty? No, I wonder what experience Sydney Sweeney had where she was like, I gotta do something, all right? I gotta figure it out. How can I get men to bathe? I'll do anything to get men to take a shower. Fellas, we're in a bad way. Because you know fundamentally every man that buys that bar soap needs it. This is rough. This is really rough. You know, because even with that general idea, right? When you hear that as a man and you tell other men, guys, Sydney Sweeney put her bath water in soap to get you to buy soap. Because she just wants you to take care of yourself. Dudes are so delusional. They'd be like, she cares about me? Wow. I like to check in on my friends. I was texting a friend. I'll read it to you. I was texting. No, I told him I was going to do it. It's fine. I was texting a friend and I was like, hey, did you see the Sydney Sweeney bathwater thing? This is crazy, right? Like, we're truly down bad as a nation and as a people. And then he responded, yeah, I can't believe it doesn't come out till June 6th.
When I can.
Are you guys ready for an amazing show? I want you guys to start getting loud, start clapping it up, start clapping it up, start clapping it up. More energy, let's go, let's go, let's go. Clap it up for Mr. Jeff.
So tomorrow we tape the set that's like the sort of New York set. So I'm doing obviously jokes I've been doing on the road and stuff, but a little bit more stuff that's like Brooklyn centric and everything. I remember early on, when I was living here, I got to do a showcase, and then I got to open for somebody at the Bell House. So we sold out both shows, which is like, I know it's not crazy for like any successful comedian is like, okay, you sold some tickets, so what? But just for me, it's like this whole week of like, we sold out Talia Hall in Chicago, and that's where I started, and then that's the most tickets I've ever sold. I don't know, I'm just like really excited about that, because I think that as much as you don't want to get caught up in any sort of like money, fame, whatever, it's just proof that what I'm doing people are resonating with, and so that feels really special. So tomorrow we're doing 2 shows at the Bell House, and I don't know, I'm like a kid, man. I'm really excited, and it's because I've lived in New York so long. I feel like I'm doing it now for like my friends, and yeah, I just get to show what I've been working on in a way that still feels like pretty personal, you know.
Wow. I love y'all. Thank you so much for being here. This is like... I've been living in Brooklyn for a long time, but I grew up in Louisiana. Nah. This is the thing, when you tell people that you grew up in Louisiana, whether you're at a party or a show, there's always somebody that's like, oh my gosh, I love New Orleans. And then I have to be like, yeah, that's not where I said I was from. Now, don't get me wrong, New Orleans is the best part. It's just the whole state around that city, you know what I mean? New Orleans to Louisiana is if you had the most beautiful blue eye, but your whole face is fucked up. Like, it's... I didn't say I was from a good part. And I was broke while I lived there, too. And when you're poor in a place that's already terrible, you're just more aware that you're there. You know, I was very present in my situation. I knew if I moved, it was gonna be on foot, you know? And it's weird because sometimes you'll just be talking about your life. You'll tell someone that you grew up poor, and it starts a weird pissing contest you didn't mean to get into with anybody. You'll be talking about your life. I grew up poor, and they'll be like, oh, you think that's poor? Like, I'm not saying you weren't poor. I'm saying I was also being poor, all right? And they'll be like, I had a favorite flavor of dirt. And it's like, okay, all right. That's sad. That's sad. I'm not saying you weren't being poor over there. I'm just saying I was also poor over there. There's plenty of poverty to go around. I don't know if you've heard. Things are pretty bad for a lot of people. Just to give you an indication of how broke my neighborhood was, when I was little, my neighborhood was so poor that the church closed. If you understand the gravity of that situation, just imagine God being like, I ain't got it, all right? I don't know what to tell you. This is a bad neighborhood. I'm leaving, all right? I'm not dying again. I lived in Louisiana, didn't have any money. I moved to Chicago, was somehow poor. And now, living in New York is the first time in my life where I'm like making money, things are going well, able to take care of myself and my family and stuff like that. But it's crazy because all those years I had no money. And the first year I had any money, they taxed me like I always had money. That's pretty fucked up, isn't it? Like I just got, you can't give me like a leap year or something to make sure this sticks? I did the thing you're supposed to do. I pulled myself up over imaginary bootstraps people are always talking about. As I'm edging my way up the cliff of poverty, the government is staying at the top like, we would like most of that money, please. Boop. And look, don't get me wrong, I grew up the beneficiary of tax programs. I have no problem paying my fair share of taxes. I just don't like the way that we have to pay taxes. Just tell me what I owe. Like, send me a bill. Don't make me count. This is their job, and if I do it bad enough, I go to jail. That sounds fucking insane. Because I owe whatever you say I owe, so just tell me what I owe. Because then when you get the number wrong, you get a letter from the IRS the next year where they're like, hey, you were actually off by like $2,000. So you know! How do you know how off I was unless you knew the number the whole time? This is a setup. We just don't do anything else like that when it comes to money, you know? Like, you never go out to eat on a date and you sit down and you look at the menu, but there's no prices. But you order, you eat, you enjoy yourself. But then at the end of the meal, the server doesn't just walk up to you like, so, how much do you think it costs? Don't worry, I'll wait. Oh, and by the way, if you guess wrong, there is an officer waiting outside. Like, it's insanity. It's just crazy in a country like this, right? In a country with this much of a wealth gap, this much of a general income gap, where your financial well-being is left completely up to you with very little financial education to go out into the world with. It's crazy in a country like that, we still have game shows. That doesn't feel weird to anybody else that every night hundreds of people are getting on live national television to win life-changing amounts of money, and they lose and they still clap. That's the most Black Mirror shit we do. How has no one cursed on a game show yet? You went from $80,000 to zero. How has no one ever just looked down and been like, fuck? That's how we feel for them. Why aren't they freaking out? Every game show, they ask the contestants what they would do with the money, and the answer is almost always practical. You know, what would you do if you won tonight? And people are like, oh, I got some student loans I'd pay off. Love to pay off the rest of my auntie's house. Yeah. And then they lose. They go from $80,000 to zero, but by the time the camera pans them, they're like, maybe next time. It's like, did they give you drugs before the show started? Why are you so calm right now? Host of a game show is always a millionaire. That doesn't seem to bother anybody. It's never someone with a median income that could be just excited for you if you won because they understand the stakes. It's always like Ellen DeGeneres. And she's leaned over next to you like she's your friend, you know? She's like, oh, wow. What are you gonna do? I mean, $50,000 is a lot of money, you know? I mean, not to me. No, I could buy and sell your children, all right? No, but for you, this is a lot of money, you know? And the audience is on your side. Don't you other poors want him to win? Like, we live in an almost cashless society. You use your card for everything. You might use Apple Pay for the rest. And yet, when people are desperate enough, they'll still rob a convenience store or a bank, just get their hands some quick cash to feel like they have a chance. How has no one robbed a game show yet? If I was on Wheel of Fortune and I was in dire straits and I went from $100,000 to zero, I think I'd just be like, I'm sorry, Pat. I think we're gonna have to keep playing. No, fuck that. That was a bad spin. Let me spin again. That's bullshit. Let me spin again. Let me spin up. Vanna. If you move, I will blow your head off, all right? I can touch the screens myself. You think Howie Mandel is strapped? He's not. Go to Deal or No Deal with a fucking gun and be like, open all of them. How about that? I've been watching my friends date, and it's hard out here, you know. It's tough for people, especially because we're not kind to each other. Like, it's terrifying to be vulnerable when you know people are just ruthless, you know? And the thing I watch happen more than anything else, especially between men and women, is we'll use a stereotype to write the other person off, you know? Like, from men to women, it's crazy. It's like, oh, listen to her, she crazy as hell, crazy ass. And then for women to men, it's creepy. Oh, listen to him, he a creep, creepy ass, creepy as hell. You know? I'm not saying those two things don't exist. I'm just saying the threshold to be those two things is incredibly low. Like, in order for a woman to be crazy, all she has to do is have a feeling, all right? Any feeling. It could be positive. She could be laughing. You're like, nah, it's crazy as hell. I don't like that. I want that type of laughter in my life. No, thank you. And all a dude has to do to be creepy is age. That's it. Bro, just be you and 60. Just keep living your life, but be 60. Someone will be like, ah. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've been out with a girlfriend. She's like, look at that creep sitting by himself at the bar. I'm like, yeah, it sounds like he's not bothering anyone. Like, let that dude be 60 somewhere. Because what I don't like about it is that it's almost always covering up a thing. It's a thing you don't want to say. So you say the thing that's a stereotype to get people on your side. You know? Like, is she crazy? Is she really crazy? Or did you just get caught? So what it is, like, half the time you were doing something you weren't supposed to be doing, and she caught you, and now in the face of facts and evidence and good points, all you have left is try to make her question reality, you know? That's why dudes be up here like, she believe everything she see with her eyes. She crazy as fuck. Like, I can't deal with this type. I didn't sign up for this. Like, just because she saw me do it, she gonna be like, you did it. This bitch crazy as hell. I can't. Is he creepy? Is he truly creepy? Or is he just ugly? Like, when are we gonna start being honest? I get it, he has a crush on you, and it's sweet, but when he looks at you, his eyes don't go in the same direction, and it's upsetting. But we can't just add a whole personality trait. Did we learn nothing from The Hunchback of Notre Dame? An entire Disney movie dedicated to this exact situation. Quasimodo wasn't creepy, heart of gold, but he was fucked up looking. We can all admit it. And he laid his feelings out for Esmeralda. Esmeralda did her damnedest. She really did. Quasimodo told her how he felt, and Esmeralda was like, ooh. Look, he a knight. Okay, this might be my only chance to get out the hood, all right? You understand. Which is honestly Esmeralda's loss, you know? It really is, because you know Quasimodo was packing, all right? He had to be. Nobody walks like that doesn't have a hog, all right? That whole movie that it was up here doing this shit, like, nah, he was slinging pipe, okay? And he was strong enough to ring the bell by himself. He would have split Esmeralda in two. She wasn't ready. She wasn't ready.
I mean, the name of the tour has like so many different meanings. Like, there's the 15 aspect of like trying to release 15 minutes every week. There was the, you know, the sort of freshman is like a renewal thing. Like, this is my first year doing stuff the way that I've been doing it. But I still feel like so new. I still feel like a baby sometimes, because then you get around people who are just masterful. Like you see the way that they work and the way that they write, or just their stage presence. So much to learn from everybody, and I feel like I'm still just soaking it all up. Like I don't know. Like I still feel like I'm like everybody's little brother sometimes, because I'm so curious about how everyone thinks and about how they put together what they put together. Watching people be so much more centered than you even know how to be, that's fascinating. And then watching someone take over with their stage presence in a way that's like magic, you know? It's like, I feel like it is like magic sometimes when you look at magicians, and magicians, a lot of them probably know what each other's tricks look like, but every once in a while somebody will create something and they'll pull something out of nowhere that even makes the magicians go like, damn, that's wild. And I feel like that for jokes sometimes, you know, and that's what I want to create for other comics and other people. It's just like, you think you know where I'm going and you don't, you know, or just the whole overall thing was like an experience.
Y'all have great laughs. I love y'all because y'all are actually laughing. You know what I mean? Like, you'd be surprised how many people pay money to come to a comedy show, buy drinks, and then still don't laugh because they're self-conscious about their laugh. But your laugh is still you expressing joy. We can't be so hard on ourselves that we're like, no, my joy is stupid. I sound like a fucking idiot when I'm happy. I'm just gonna sit here and stare so I look normal. In the entire time that I've been doing comedy, I've honestly only ever heard one weird laugh. I was doing this show in Amsterdam, and there was a guy, center, dead center. I don't even remember what I said that got him so good. But this dude went to laugh, and I'm not even kidding. This is a perfect impression of his laugh. He went, not only did I stop, the entire audience stopped. And someone sitting behind him actually jumped up and wrapped their arms around, started giving him the Heimlich. Because we were all sure, we're like, that's a dying person. There's no joy in there. I'm not gonna lie, I had a flashback just then. Like that. When you coughed, I was like, there's no way. There's no way he made it to Brooklyn. That's wild.
Logan and I actually met in Chicago, and we did a few shows together before we started really hanging out and everything. And so it's just, yeah, it's important to me to have him there for stuff, because it's someone who I think when you are on the same wavelength as a friend for long enough, you can start to look at each other like that moment, you know, like that moment where something weird happens and then you don't have a person to look at to be like, this is insane, right? It's like Logan is that person for me when it comes to comedy. We have a good way of seeing each other, and I feel like we bring out the funniest parts of each other, you know? So that's been great, and we've been doing that for like 3 years now. And so he's also gonna be doing the Bell House tomorrow. Yeah, we're gonna have a good time. I slept pretty well. I had that sleep where you fall asleep and then you wake up in a panic
thinking it's been maybe 10 minutes and it was all night, which I think is good sleep, even though you woke up like screaming. Drinking some white tea, it's apparently even better for you than green tea. And I haven't had it in a while, but I need lots of energy tonight because we have 2 shows at the Bell House. We sold them both out. So I just want to make sure it's a good show for everyone. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little, there's a hair in here. Feel free to cut this. I don't want people knowing I drink hairy tea. I mean, it's not a foreign hair. It's not like a hair that's like not from this house, you know? It's recognizable. Now it's and this thing is like $16 or something. So I can't waste this cup. It's dry leaves.
I think I've been freaking out about getting older in a way. Like I feel like it's hard not to compare yourself with anyone else your age and just or anyone in your career and everything and wonder if you're not aging in like the right way, you know? And I wanna age as best as possible because it's coming. There's nothing you can do about it. But there's just so many there's only a few lanes, it seems, as an old man that you can go. There's only a few directions. You could be creepy old man. You could be like an angry old man. You could be a sweet old man. Or you could just have dementia. Like, it's just, these aren't a lot of great options. You know, and I'm scared because I don't know how much you choose. Like, life keeps happening and you keep reacting to it, and every reaction feels rational, but who's to say? You know, I'm scared I'm gonna become like an angry old man because I already hate kids. But not kids at large, not kids as an idea. I got beef with specific children. There's a few of them already that like, ooh, one day, you know what I mean? Like, just, I'll tell you about one of them. I was walking down the street and I was minding my own business, how most of my stories start, right? And then there was this Girl Scout. No, you need to be on my side, all right? I'm gonna tell you what she did, just listen, okay? I was walking down the street and there was this Girl Scout and she over here working her little corner or whatever, like. And she laying it on thick too, like cookies, you know, like all that stuff. And so I'm walking and then I'm trying to just avoid eye contact because she already not at my height level, so I'm just staring straight ahead. And she like, cookies, all that stuff, right? And then she like leaned in just to make eye contact and was like, cookies. And I was like, oh, no, I'm okay. Thank you so much, though. You have a wonderful day. I said all that. I didn't need to say all that. I didn't need to say all that at all. I could have just kept walking. I could have acted like something was playing in my AirPod, like something, right? But I said that because I'm like, look, she out here, young woman trying to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to give her an encouraging word, okay? I'm not going to give her any money, but she's going to, you know, get good vibes off me. So I'm walking. I'm like, oh, no, thank you, but you have a great day. And I'm not even past her yet. She's still right here. As I get closer, she goes, it's okay if you're broke. What? What? Who? What do you do next? Do you know what I mean? This is crazy. This is just, and so that I shouldn't have stopped. I should not have stopped. I should have just kept going about my day. But now I'm like level with, and I stopped. I was like, excuse me? And she goes, it's okay if you're broke. She said it again. That's the Bronx. Like, that's something specific in a person to say that I'm closer to you now. That's crazy. You're out here by yourself. Where are your parents? You're out here selling cookies on the corner talking shit. That's so insane.
And it's like, what do you do next? I can't just be out here yelling at this. I can't just be a grown black man out here on the street yelling at a little girl holding cookies. Fox News would have a fucking field day. If I'm just out here, they get a still of me like, and she's holding the cookies like this. New York Post, black man strikes again. No, what do you do? So I hit her with everything that felt like within the parameters of polite conversation to do. I told her, I was like, Santa ain't real, all right? No, because she was gonna find out anyway. And with a little girl like this, Santa ain't coming anyway. So like, let me just... I'm like, Tooth Fairy ain't real, Easter Bunny ain't real. And she was like, I know. And you don't have any real money. And I left. Because what do you do? So I left. But I was like, I'm gonna go home, and I'm gonna pray. All right? I'm gonna pray against this little girl. Lord, just keep it that same size her whole life. Just. It was a while back where I still hadn't got like my money right. And I remember the AirPods came out, Apple AirPods, and I don't know why, but I wanted them. And I don't even know why I think I wanted them because I knew I couldn't afford them. It was just something to have, right? Something to use as a marker to be like, I got it like that now, right? And so I'd saved up a little bit, but I still didn't have enough. Now I was getting close, and I decided, no, I'm not gonna spend this on something material. I'm gonna take this money, and I'm gonna spend it on something that could be like a memory, something that I won't lose, something that can't just break, right? And so I took a trip to Mexico. And when I was in Mexico, I saw some knockoff AirPods. And they were cheap. And they weren't just cheap by conversion rate. They were cheap in pesos. They were so cheap, I thought they were a toy, right? But I was like, let's roll the dice and see if these really work, right? If they can pair to my phone and everything. And so I bought them, I brought them home, and I opened the box. Now the box was bigger than AirPod box usually is. And then I opened it up, and then the AirPods were like 3 times bigger than AirPods are supposed to be. So first of all, when I put them in, they genuinely hurt. Like these, I don't have the biggest ears, but these were hurt. I had to wrench them in. I had to use leverage to squeeze them into my head. And then, you know how they're supposed to come here? It's like they were hanging low. It's like anybody that could see me could see these weren't real AirPods. They look like 2 wrenches hanging out of my head. And so I remember I turned them on, and I had to press the button because they were so big, they had buttons. All right, so I pressed the button, and it didn't even make a technology sound. It wasn't like, it was like, immediately. And I don't know if this is related, but as soon as I turned them on, my balls hurt. I don't know if that's part of it, but I turned them on, and it was like, and immediately. And so I turned them on, and then while I had them on, my mom called me. And I've never used any sort of listening device that could connect to Bluetooth where somebody called you and sounded like they were behind you. I hit the button to answer the call. I was like, ding, ding, and then, because you had the ding, ding, and then I hit the ding, ding, and then I was like, hey, Mom, and she was like, hey, how you doing? I was like, oh. And I tried it. I tried it for 3 weeks. 3 weeks, every day, I was like, it's not gonna hurt tomorrow. Kept putting them in my head, kept wrenching them in. It took 3 wrenches to get them in. It was like, doom, 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 and they both be in, and and every day for 3 weeks, right? And then finally, I had to hang it up. I was like, you know what? If you want something, you gotta get the real thing, You gotta get the genuine product. And so I went ahead, I put them up, stopped using them, saved up my money, got some real AirPods. But then the real AirPods, they didn't fit in my ear because I had stretched it
so much. And my right one snapped back a little bit, but my left one's still loose. Like my ear ussy is not tight at all. It's loose as hell. And so if I even yawn, the left one fall out. The left one is consistently in danger. I only put the right one in on a plane. I can't risk it.
So conveniently, I just happened to have the cue cards from when I did Tonight Show.
Our next guest can be seen at the Helium Comedy Club.
Oh yeah, I was doing the clubs that week. And Josh Johnson, see him at the Helium Comedy Club.
In St. Louis, November 2nd and 3rd.
Please welcome the very funny
Josh Johnson!
And then these are the jokes I did.
Guys, I'm Josh Johnson. Thanks so much. Y'all have a great night.
We'll be right back.
Josh Johnson!
So we are on our way to the Bell House right now. It's finally happening. We're about to get ready for the show. Yeah, still pretty, I don't know, still pretty, like, nervous in a sense, because I'm a little, this is very unprofessional of me, but I'm a little unsure of exactly what I want to do as far as like, I've got the set, but then joke to joke, I'm like wondering if little middle pieces need to be there and stuff like that. So it's like still just tinkering with it in my head and stuff. And there's nothing that I think is gonna bomb. And I think that is most of what doing comedy is like. Everything that I'm gonna do tonight, I think works. So if it doesn't, that will be news to me. I have this one that I'm really excited to do because it's like, I've done it a couple times before, but it's about someone that I know and how she did ayahuasca for the first time. And yeah.
I've been doing my best to read more, and there's a thing I've been thinking about all year, about how back in the earliest civilizations, if someone wanted to seek a higher self, they always sought some sort of deity. There was a god that them and their tribe worshipped, you know, that made them feel closer to something bigger. And as society progressed and you had slightly more modern civilization, still ancient to us, it splintered a little bit. There was a god, but then there was also spirituality. You could seek a higher self. And then there was also the tribe or the state. There became a thing of, as long as it's not about me, then maybe it can be bigger than me. And then you fast forward to modern times, to today, and it's completely splintered off. Some people, it's still God, some sort of spirituality. Other people, it's a cause. It's something that they feel they can use to make the world a better place, leave it better than they found it. You know, I have a friend who seeks her higher self through drugs, like mind-expanding, mind-altering drugs to get a better sense of who she is, whatever that bigger self is supposed to be. And she told me a little while back that she did ayahuasca. And she had always been terrified to do ayahuasca because she wasn't sure of the place that it would take her, and she was ready to see herself in that light, you know? And she told me, and I was like, oh, well, you know what? Good for you. There was something you were scared to do, and you did it. You made it happen, right? And we were talking about it, and she was like, yeah, it's just so serendipitous. You know, I was just at the grocery store, and I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, I was at the grocery store near my place. And I was like, you did in Brooklyn? Like, what? I thought you flew to Peru or something. It's like, yeah, I did at the grocery store near my place. You know, I met this guy and we got to talking and we were on the same vibe and he told me that he had some and I was like, wait. You know how black people have a reputation for talking during the movie? I was doing that the whole story. Like, she's telling me about a story in the past and I'm still like, bitch, get out the room. Get out the room. And it's like, yeah, so when, you know, we were talking around similar wavelength and everything. And so, you know, I went back to his place with him because he said that he had some. And he showed me how to do it. And honestly, as soon as I smoked it, and I was like, what? I don't know if y'all have ever done ayahuasca. I've never done ayahuasca, but every documentary I've watched about ayahuasca, it's a drink. There's never a pipe involved. And she was like, yeah, as soon as I smoked it, I could just feel like, I felt so much energy, I could feel like my ancestors rushing through me and everything, and I was like, oh, Bethany. Bethany, you smoked crack. Like, I hate to be the one to tell you. You seem excited about everything that happened. I hate to break to you, but you got me more discerning. This is insane. I could just feel like the ancestors coursing through me. It's like, are you related to Reagan? Like, what are you talking about? It's chaos.
Comedy was the first way I learned how to like really communicate with people. And so watching other people communicate, even if I'm just watching my friend's show, like I'm gonna watch Logan go up tonight, I'm gonna watch Onika before I go up. I think that you get such a slice of a person and who they are when you watch them do comedy. You ready?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Do you get nervous? Are you nervous?
I'm not nervous yet. It might hit me like in a little bit. Like probably when the show is starting, I'll probably get a little nervous.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
But
I feel like I don't get, once I'm up, everything is fine.
Yeah, once I'm up, it goes away. But it's like, it'll start like,
yeah.
Once like they start, pre-show announcements or whatever, once lights change, then there'll be a little bit.
Yeah.
A lot of times not much, but maybe for something like this, maybe a little bit more.
Once I am up there, though, I feel like I am where I'm supposed to be. So it all sort of melts away.
I'm very grateful, though, to a good portion of my family. Family teaches you how to deal with the same type of people that you're going to meet out in the world as them, right? I feel like I deal with crazy people well because my uncle. My uncle is a conspiracy theorist, but he don't believe in any of the popular ones. Everything my uncle say, I've never heard anybody else say in my entire life. I was at my uncle's house one time. I was just chilling with him, right? Sitting there watching TV. Out of nowhere, my uncle turns to me during a commercial, and he goes, "You know them kangaroos is a myth." What do you say to that? What do you say next to something like that? What's the plan now? You know what I mean? And this is my thing with conspiracies, is that if there's money to follow, I can understand how somebody got there, right? I'm not saying it makes it true. I'm not saying it's any less crazy, but money is an incredible motivator. It's one of the most powerful ones that we have as people. So if there's money to follow, I could see how someone arrived at some sort of conclusion, as crazy as it may be. So I asked him, who is making money off of all of us believing in kangaroos? And without missing a beat, he was like, I bet them zoos making a pretty penny. It's like, that's... What's wrong with you? Like, you think there's just a guy. You think there's just a guy in a suit, just a former Olympian jumping as high as he can for 8 hours a day. He's like, you making some good points. I'm like, I'm not in it. I'm asking you questions. I don't agree with your thing. Don't do that. I sat down with this man and watched an 1.5 hour documentary about kangaroos that I didn't need because I'm a believer. And at the end, he just turns to me, he's like, that's a deep fake. I know a deep fake when I see one. I'm like, you're beyond help. I think that's why I'm so freaked out about getting older. It's the way that we treat people who are older. It's who we turn into when we get older. You know? Like I've had the blessing of being around people who were much, much, much older than me. There's a relative I have He's so old, we don't know how old he is. We just, and now he can't even tell us. He's like, from before. A lot has happened. But we know he's over 90 because he got that 90 face. You know what I'm talking about? He already got that. Everybody in here who knows my 90 know what I'm talking about. They all make the same face. They're always like, huh! Nonstop. No matter where you take them, every all the time. It's like they're surprised they're still alive. Like every night they go to sleep and they wake up, they think it's gonna be heaven and it's regular earth. And they're like, oh! I'm so old! And I used to wonder why they made that face, and I think I figured it out. All of us are still living in the world. We're still active participants in the world. Things happen in the world, we react to them in real time. We still affect change in the world. He's not like that. He's been retired for decades. He's been sitting on a couch watching Westerns. He's not in the world. So every once in a while, somebody tells him something that's happening in the world, and he's shocked. And that's what you're seeing is permanent shock face on people in their 90s. Because I'll say something I don't even think is that groundbreaking. You know? I'll just be chilling with him. And he'll be like, ah! They made women's basketball? I'm like, yeah, dude, a long time ago. When are you from? You know? But it is a blessing to have people like that in my life. It actually, you know, I appreciate it for what it is. And I hope I get to live that long. But if I do, then I'm gonna have a thing. There's gonna be one day where I'm like, ah! It makes me wonder what mine is gonna be. You know? Like, it's probably gonna be a sex thing. I feel like social stuff, I'm pretty malleable and things sort of roll off my shoulder, but I think one day in 2050, I'll be sitting there like, huh? They're sucking elbows now? That's pretty docile. It'll probably be worse than that. You know. Has somebody ever asked you to do something in bed that made you go like, Did the last guy do it? Because like if the last guy did that, I'll do it. But if you just came up with this, I don't feel comfortable, all right? Don't get me wrong, if the last guy did it, I'll do it. I'm not gonna be outdone. But if you just came up with this, I need to do some research because I've never heard of that before. You know? I just don't want to do something for someone and then they go out in the world and they're like, Josh loves sucking elbow. It's like, no, don't do that. Tell him you asked me to, all right? Tell him you had to ask me twice, okay? Because first I said no, then I said, then I did it. I sucked a girl elbow one time, and she asked me to. I didn't get it either. It didn't make sense to me. Sitting there like, is your wiener stimulated? Like, no. Like y'all look like y'all are together, you know? It's just extra skin. That's what's weird. Like y'all might go home later and get a little freaky and everything, and like, look at your elbow and look at his balls. That's the same skin, you know what I mean? That's why I don't like when women are like, ugh, balls are gross. It's like, you got balls too, bitch. Don't do that.
How do you feel the tour has been this year? Because this kind of whole year has been the freshman tour. And we've been a lot of different places, both flying, road trips, little mix of everything. How's that all, when you look back on it?
When I look back, I feel really good about it because I think that I think that we've both grown And I also feel like we've made better and better
Friendship is
shows
stronger.
for. Oh well, now you're ruining it. Don't touch me. This is terrible.
Sorry, this is actually how we are. I'm sorry if it's bad for this. This is.
I think that we've made better and better shows for people to come to.
I think so.
I think that for the most part, I can't help but be happy with everything. And then it's great to meet people afterwards and hang out with them and talk to them and stuff. I'm always bummed out when there's like too much of a time crunch to do the meet and greet, like if we have to leave or something, or if there's another show right after or something, like that always makes me a little sad because I do like to meet everyone and I don't know, I'm a chatty guy.
Yes. And that's why sometimes with meet and greets, I'm working as security to keep it moving.
Welcome to the stage, please.
Yeah.
I do want to take a second to thank every single one of you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Like, my life really changed this year, and it's because of y'all. You know? Like, this has been, you know, my dream to do this since I was a little kid. And I'm doing it now because of y'all, you know? I think if it wasn't for y'all, I'd just be in a room by myself, which would be pretty jarring, you know what I mean? Because to me, comedy is a lot like magic, you know? And if a magician is doing tricks for nobody in the room, he's just a person lying to himself. About to make this disappear. It's in my hand. You know? And it's the same way for comedy. If I was here without you, I'd just be sitting in a room by myself being like, maybe this is a good idea. So I appreciate y'all. And I've had to do a lot of self-reflection this year. Maybe I can make this idea make sense. Okay, there's a person that I think that I am, and a person that I actually am. And I spend all my time trying to make sure that those two people are the same person. Does that make sense? I don't want to walk around delusional, not really know myself, what I'm like, you know? Best example I can give is, years ago, I was at this 4th of July celebration. It was going to be the biggest one that the county I was in had ever put on. They had spent thousands and thousands of dollars for these like tubed cannons pointing straight up, right? And they set them up all the way down the parking lot, all the way down the beach, almost to the water. And at 8 o'clock, they start firing them off. It's the loudest thing I've ever heard. And it's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen because it took up the entire sky. I still don't know what went wrong. But out of nowhere, 2 rows of the cannons fell over. So now they're shooting at us. And so we scatter, right? And as I'm running, I see this one woman off by herself. As the fireworks are shooting past her, she's just going, oh. And it's like, first of all, what is your plan here, ma'am? Your whole face is still, what is this hand protecting? And then a dude who I have to assume was her husband because he didn't look like a boyfriend because he didn't look good. You know what I mean? Like, he just, I don't know, he had those bad knees like he played football in the 70s or something. He's like, I'm coming, baby. And he made his way over to her. And she's right here, right? And when he runs over and he gets to her, he does this. Like a standing spread eagle to cover his wife from the oncoming fireworks, right? And then a whistler. I don't know if you know which one that is, but it does a tight circle, no color. One of those is coming right at him, all right? And then right when the whistler was to him, where you are to me, he went, oh, and then moved out of the way. His wife caught the full shit in the chest. It was exploding on her chest. And I don't know if you watch anime growing up, but it looked like the bitch was powering up. Like she was like, oh! She looked like Goku for 6 seconds. She was like, oh! She got so bright, I was like, she dead. There is no way. But that's what I mean. There's a dude he thought he was. And a dude he actually was. Because in his mind, he was the type of dude to take a whistler to the chest for his wife. But in real life, he was a dude willing to find a new wife. Like, thank y'all so much. I'm Josh Johnson. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean it. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much for coming out. And there's a lot more to come. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Yeah, we did it. Yeah.
No, I'm pretty nervous. I might still botch this entire thing. Like this may be wholly unusable. If anybody sees this, it means I thought maybe I slid into home, or maybe we just spent enough money that it would be insane to not put it up. Do you know what I mean? It's like it would be a waste to just not use any of this, even if I did kind of botch it. I mean, do I sound okay? I think I'm getting a sinus infection. Like, as I'm talking to you, I'm getting, like, drainy. I'm just gonna do something to, like, say thank you for everything. So I'm gonna read it to you. You just tell me if it's, like, I don't know, if it sounds okay. All right, ready? When I started in Chicago, I couldn't really dream of doing what I'm doing now. This tour has been life-changing, and getting to come back to one of the places that feels most like home made it even more special. Thank you is too few words to describe the gratitude I have for every one of you, but here it goes. Thank you for every ticket that you bought. Thank you for every video you watch. Thank you for saying what's up or love your stuff on the street. Thank you for putting the people you know onto me. Thank you for every comment. Thank you for every video shared. Thank you for following with me as I evolve. Thank you for enjoying the climb. Thank you for changing my life. Thank you for being my friends. Oh, and thanks for having patience with me. Yeah. The Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host, fellow stand-up comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I am doing well, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. I think you'd even say that I'm thankful.
Ugh, gross.
Wow. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, how does it feel? How does it feel when
have turned? Oh yes. Oh.
You have become what you hated?
No.
What you feeling thankful about? What are you? Yeah, because I guess this will come out on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah. I mean, this is a thing. I guess I'm thankful, especially because we talked in Minneapolis when we were doing Acme Comedy Club, and we talked about how every once in a while I not just feel the need, but it's important to like reconnect with people, whether that's over Facebook or calls or just like reminiscing stuff and everything. And
exes, you're like a weird ex.
I think maybe this is just me, but I never really feel I'm self-conscious about a lot of things, but I never really feel that self-conscious about trying to reconnect with someone who I haven't talked to in a long time if we at least left it on friendly terms. Like there are people that you knew in college or something that, you know, y'all were friendly, but obviously after college you went your separate ways and maybe you haven't talked since. And it's like, to me, it's actually sometimes people make it a thing where they don't want to hit people up if enough time has passed at all. And I'm like, well, it's not like you were enemies. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like
I get what you mean.
Like, I think that for me, I don't know if I've ever had that. I realize that some people aren't pick up where you left off type friends, but
yeah,
I've never had the thing of like, because I mean, I feel like there was even a period where like 6 months went by and you and I hadn't talked. But then when I hit you up, it was like nothing. You know what I mean? There was like, this would have been maybe...
This would have been like your first or second year in New York.
I think it was my second year. Because the first year we were talking a lot.
And we were doing those college gigs and stuff too. So we were getting to see each other on the road a lot. Yeah, I mean, well, I remember, that year would have been like... Because that would have been after my dog had to have a bunch of surgery, so I was just like working a day job, and like I was barely doing comedy like the amount I wanted to because I just needed to like pay off that debt. And then I think you had maybe just left the Tonight Show, or was finishing up your run there.
Maybe I had just left or something. Yeah.
I think you were already working there when we were doing those college gigs. But and now, fuck, a week to not talk to you would be just the best. I'm kidding. No, I literally, honestly...
Say how you feel.
Honestly, I know I just said that. I said that just to be a dick. But I genuinely had the thought this weekend, that because we got to just hang out in Minneapolis, and I thought, you know, it is cool we do get to see each other as much as we do.
Yeah.
It actually just made me happy that I'm like, oh man, because especially for starting in Chicago together and then we do not live there anymore, either of us.
Yeah,
it would be real easy to not see each other.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, big yawn at that statement. Cool. Makes me feel validated. Makes me feel loved.
Yeah. You know, maybe take a week off of seeing me, and you'll feel the validation. Feel better about myself. I say all that to say that it's like every once in a while I'll hit somebody up and we, you know, have like chop it up for a little bit, and they'll remind me of something, or like talking to them will remind me of something happened with another person that they didn't even mention, and I just feel like it's such a treasure. Like this is gonna sound very corny, but I think that when you are using socials right, and like using things to actually stay in contact with people, it is one of the best things that I think we've ever done. Like, it's almost always the worst. It's like 9% the worst.
Oh yeah.
It's like literally ramping up and exacerbating mental illness. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
But I think that if you really do use it as like a forever yearbook, and you hit people up, or just tell them that, like, the amount of people who have just reached out to be like, hey, I know we haven't talked in a while, but I'm really proud of you for, you know, like, I remember you used to say you'd like to do comedy or something, and now you're doing it, or, you know, like, stuff like that is actually like real soul fuel, you know? Like, I think that it makes me really happy that you never know. I guess without sounding like self-deprecating or anything, but it's like you don't know who needs to hear certain things, and I almost always need to hear certain things, and so it's like always nice when someone is like
needy.
Yeah, and and so I said all this to say that I was chatting with a friend, and you know, I know that on the Thanksgiving episode, not only do we sometimes at least say what we're thankful for, but we also tell Thanksgiving related stories, you know?
Have we ever said we're thankful for? I feel like this is
I thought I said I was thankful for you one year.
That doesn't sound like you.
Okay. Well, maybe it never happened. Maybe I just said it in my head and then we didn't actually say it into the mic, because that's just as likely.
No, I think we did. I'm kidding. Sorry, I'm being a little stinker. Okay, I'm feeling saucy.
Wow, stinker.
I'm being a little stinker right now.
Wow.
We had a great weekend at Acme. You were just on the Late Show last night.
Oh yeah.
It was cool to see. I always love seeing you on TV. It's been a little weird because today I'm getting messages congratulating me on your success, and I'm not quite sure what to do with that.
Oh yeah.
But I'm very proud of you.
Yeah. I will say sometimes sometimes I will not be doing a touring show. I'll just be doing a regular show in New York, like a spot.
Right.
Like a spot.
Yeah.
And people will be like, so is Logan coming? And I'm like, I don't think that they could pay him enough to come do these 10 minutes in Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's that interesting thing of when you kind of intertwine careers with somebody.
Yeah, it's like, wait, he's gonna be in Tacoma and Denver, but Brooklyn is not as glamorous of a spot, you know.
Well, I love doing it. I love going to Brooklyn and doing shows, but I need to string together several to make it feel worth it.
Yeah, and they would have to be
less
paying.
lucrative, we'll call it. Yes, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know if this, bar show at 1 a.m. is going to be the thing that gets him on a plane, you know?
Yeah, it's not really setting me up for next year the way I want it to, you know?
And so basically I was chatting with someone and they were telling me that in their family, they have an aunt that cannot really cook is even a strong word. She has trouble doing things with heat. All right.
Fire bad.
Yeah. If she has to apply heat, it's going to be a wreck.
It's a Frankenstein aunt.
An actual car accident of a dish.
Aunt-Stein.
That was a reach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frankenstein's Onster.
Oh.
I like that one.
Yeah, I'm glad you do. and she
fire bad. Continue.
One year for Thanksgiving, which I didn't even know. Tell me, because we have access to different communities, I'll say, and tell me if you've ever heard of this before.
We have access to different communities. Yeah, what white people shit do you want to talk about? Go ahead.
So, for Thanksgiving, she brought a fruitcake.
Okay.
Is that normal?
For Thanksgiving?
Yeah. I thought fruitcake was a Christmas thing.
It's more of a Christmas thing. Yeah, I've never seen fruitcake at Thanksgiving.
I've never in my life. It doesn't even seem like it would go with anything.
Yeah. Yeah, because you already got enough breaded and strangely sweetened things. Like a fruitcake is just, I don't know. But I frankly don't understand the purpose of a fruitcake at Christmas either. So
yeah, okay.
So why not? Why not? Fuck it. Why not? Just take it, take it anywhere. No one likes it.
I will say,
4th of July.
In my life, I've had one type. So I've had one good fruitcake.
Okay.
And it was homemade from a woman that my family knew. And it was amazing. And then ever since, and I remember eating another fruitcake thinking it would be like the other one. Like, I didn't know I was tasting the best fruitcake I'd ever had. I thought I was just tasting fruitcake. I thought this is just what fruitcake was. And so then I went to eat someone else's fruitcake, and the level of disgust when I tell you that it was a war crime committed in the mouth, all right?
Mm-hmm.
It was so disgusting, and it was so the opposite. Even the texture wise, it was so the opposite of the fruitcake that my mom's friend had made. I used to get excited for the holiday to go over there to have this fruitcake.
Oh, okay.
It was
So
that good.
you
dude.
realized then later that you had been living a lie. You've
Not
been
only
living
that
this
I had
world
been-
in this reality that no one else gets to exist in.
I not only, it made me like shudder the next time I saw the fruitcake I loved.
Oh no!
Like the next
It
three
ruined all fruitcakes for you.
the next like 3 fruitcakes I had, because like maybe it's a Southern thing too that some people just make fruitcake for the holiday. But I remember I had a bought one, I had the nasty one, and I had like the mid one, and all 3 of them ruined the idea of like, you know what I mean? It's like if you had Doritos, and so you just think this is what they come in packages. This is what Doritos are, and then you have 3 more Doritos, and one tastes like ass, and one tastes like just glass.
Yeah.
And then one tastes almost like cheese, but with too much styrofoam. You'd be like, I think I'm off Doritos now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a real Goldilocks situation you found yourself in.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't matter how comfortable the bed is if there's fucking bears.
Yeah. If everyone is home.
If everyone's home and they're bears, I don't care if the porridge like rules. I'm out of here.
And so
I can't get past the way fruitcakes look most times though, because they look like a carpet filled with Jolly Ranchers.
Yes, exactly. But I'm telling you, maybe it's just because I was young enough. I was so young that I also was just willing to try stuff, and it was just sweet enough to be good. And then I had my first slice, and I was like, that was actually amazing.
Yeah, I've definitely tried it and disliked it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's one of those ones where I'm like, I don't need to try to find a good fruitcake. My life is full enough. I can miss this.
There was one out there that sadly most people will never have. There was someone who took fruitcake and made it something good. Anyway, the auntie who makes the fruitcake for Thanksgiving, it's not good. And it's not just not good because fruitcake is not good. So it was her tender loving care that made this fruitcake so nasty.
She put the hate right into it.
Yeah. I'm like, apparently, this is what I was told at least. Apparently, this fruitcake is so bad that it's like she can cook and purposely did the opposite.
Oh, I like that.
Like it's
I want that cooking show.
Let's just mix the salt and sugar now.
Yeah.
And
that's like someone believing in their skill, and so they're really testing their limits. They're trying to really fly as close to the sun as they can get.
Yeah.
So it's like, what can I do? What is at what moment do I cross the threshold and this becomes poison?
Yeah. And so no one ever wanted it because this has been happening for years, right? And there was even like a stink with like a real like almost fight between, I guess, like sisters and stuff. So that aunt was like one of 4 or whatever. And then I think that she thought, because this happens a lot with people who can't cook, they think it's just like with any other talent that a person doesn't possess. They think that outside forces are blocking them.
Or you just don't get it.
You just don't get it. So your mouth just doesn't get it, right?
Your mouth doesn't get what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And
now,
that's your problem, and you can fix it and get on board. And
never
fix that
mind,
mouth.
she would also not eat it. It'd be different if a person was the
Like
only
their own
person who
cooking.
ate what they brought. You know what I'm saying?
Just eating the whole fruitcake by yourself.
Yeah, like
If you guys don't want it, I'm gonna eat all of it. I'm gonna eat it all.
And so it's not even that situation where she's sitting by herself eating the fruitcake and she's the only one, right? Like, you know how some people try to guilt you, like, this thing that I brought sure is good,
Right, yeah.
And so, so it's for 1 year, it's the fact that the placement on the table, people couldn't reach it, which is also a ridiculous, like. It's such a ridiculous excuse for people to not be eating your food. It's like that's everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone at the table is saying pass me. So if they can't reach it, they don't want it is what's happening, right?
Yeah.
And then there was another year.
So now they've caught it as it's a conspiracy now.
Yeah, it's a conspiracy against their fruitcake.
against the
then
fruitcake.
there was another year where they were like, oh, someone else brought something that was too close to fruitcake, and everybody picked that. And it's like, well, now you're just mad at dessert. You know what I'm saying? Like, now it's just like, hey,
Right.
we can't be mad that someone brought a pecan pie and that's somehow too close to fruitcake. You're reaching, you know?
Yeah.
And so it got to the point where apparently outside of the cooking, this is a very decent, good family member, right? Like, this is their one hang up. And it's the one thing that they all argue over, you know, like not even politics or anything. It's just like, why won't anybody eat my fruitcake? And so basically they decide just as a family, you know, like those there's the family text chain, and then there's a family text chain with the people that really don't need to be in there.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So in the tight family text chain is just how I'll refer to it. In the tight-knit family text chain, everybody's like, what are we going to do this year? This is like 3 years ago. What are we going to do this year? Because we can't have another, like, argument over this fruitcake. I'm just not having it, you know? And it was like, and apparently a lot of family will come as well. So it's like embarrassing because the side of the family that's hosting then gets embarrassed because it looks like they're just crazy.
Oh, so it's like different families too, not just like all from the same side of the family.
It's not
it's like
all
married
just,
in. Okay.
Yeah, it's not just all one immediate circle of family. It's like this is the place that the family comes to, right? So if the core family is 5, the other 15 are coming to that house, right?
Okay, gotcha. And we're not just talking cousins or anything. We're talking like whole separate married in family.
Yeah, like people bringing their spouses, right?
Yeah.
And so then every year there's been like this argument over fruitcake for one reason or another, and it makes them like after a few years it just seems like this is how y'all are, you know, because we only see you twice a year.
Yeah.
And so for half the time we see you, y'all are cursing over fruitcake.
But here's the thing: would at a point would you miss it? Would it not be the holidays without?
Apparently, it would be a better holiday, is what I'm told. Right? And so then in the tight-knit family text chain, they were like, we got to do something, right? And so they were like, okay, this year.
Now it is a conspiracy.
It is a conspiracy now. Like now it's actually a self-fulfilling prophecy.
It's an actual fruitcake conspiracy now. They're actually
yeah, it's really happening. And so now they're like, what we need to do is act like everybody wants it, because then it'll just die down, because the aunt cooking it is the one that's like, she's like watching it now. Like now it's become a point of contention where she'll just be watching the cake the entire dinner, right? She she really, like, people try to talk to her about other stuff, and she just going, let me see if I can do the face. She was just going, like, just nothing but that slacked, like, because she's watching the cake. Anyway, they're like, we all need to act like we want it, and so that way it won't even be a discussion. We could even maybe take it off the table and be like, oh no, I want to take the whole thing home. And so they honestly had like a little play rehearsed of how they were going to handle this. Because she brought the fruitcake, right? Mm-hmm. And then when she brought it, there was one sister that was like, oh, you know, if you wouldn't mind, I want to just take this fruitcake home. Because I'm having some people over, right? And I would love to.
And I don't want them to stay long.
I'm having some people over, and I would love for them to have this, because, like, you know, I already had to cook and bring stuff for Thanksgiving, and the Friendsgiving, I guess the Friendsgiving was going to be right after Thanksgiving at her house, whatever.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And so she was like, you have to just let me bring this, and then I'll use some of the food that I didn't bring today. And then the aunt was like ecstatic. She was like, oh yeah, oh wow, that'd be That'd be great. Like, she's like so taken aback that somebody wants it in general. She doesn't ask any follow-up questions, anything, right? And so she's like, "Oh, that's great. Okay." And then they end up they end up really hamming it up because now that it's not on the table and now that it's like in the kitchen, packaged, ready to go home with the other sister. Now they're like, ooh, because now people who are bringing a new person, so there are people who brought like boyfriends and girlfriends, stuff like that for Thanksgiving. Now they're like, ooh, I wish Sean would have been able to try that.
Oh, yep. Here it is. Here's where it falls apart.
But then they're like, no, but we can't cut it though. You know, it would be weird to cut it because it's going to be on the table tomorrow at my friend's giving, you know?
Yeah.
So now people are hamming it up knowing there's no consequences to their actions.
See, and that friend being like, well, we can't cut it. It's going to be on my table. That was them being like, guys, don't fuck this up.
Yeah.
They were trying to be subtle about it, but trying to be like, guys, do not ruin.
Yeah.
I've already saved us. I dove on the grenade. Don't now kick me because you want the grenade.
Yeah. And so now they're in a pretty spot. They're in a beautiful spot where basically they don't have to eat the fruitcake. Everyone is having a good Thanksgiving. Like even the fruitcake aunt, she out here like doing the most because she's just happy somebody like she probably, because this is years of in repeat of coming in and having her fruitcake disrespected, right? And this is clearly not a self-aware person because this isn't the type of person who makes a nasty fruitcake and is like, I'm gonna redeem myself with a different dish next year.
No. Instead, she just shows up with the same one and gets angrier. It's that whole like that thing they say about the definition of insanity.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Doing the same thing and expecting different results.
A literal fruitcake, okay? Anyway, so she's out here just doing the most, just like yakking it up, eating extra, just like making jokes, everything. This is her moment, you know? So Thanksgiving goes great.
It's the happiest she's ever been in her life.
It's the happiest that she's been at least at Thanksgiving. And you know the craziest thing is I don't know how many years that she brought the fruitcake, but it was enough.
Two is too many. So
yeah,
if it became this big of a deal, it means it's a persistent problem, and she makes it a problem.
Yeah. And so then, they all make it out scot-free, right? And there really was, the sister really did have a Friendsgiving the day after Thanksgiving, right? Mm-hmm. And
she's told her friends about how terrible this fruitcake is, so now they finally get to see for themselves.
And lo and behold, day comes Friendsgiving. Guess who shows up?
Oh shit!
To watch
you were too specific
to
about
watch
the
them
plans.
eat it, I guess. Completely uninvited. Her sister shows up and it's like, oh, hey, you know, I brought, and shit, this is the craziest thing. This is how you know this person is an agent of chaos, right? Mm-hmm. She comes to the Friendsgiving uninvited, but then brings a store-bought pie. She already got the fruitcake, so she's technically already contributed, but she brought a store-bought pie just to, like, I guess, have something in her hand when she showed up, right?
Uh-huh.
And so...
Please tell me that fruitcake is already in the garbage. Please tell me that.
Look, you can't be out here guessing next steps.
Sorry, didn't mean to jump ahead, but
No. So this was so crazy. So
they threw this thing out of the car driving home that night.
No. They did
ditch.
bring it home, but it's in They did bring it home, right?
Okay.
And they literally brought it home for safety because they were like, if we throw it away here, there's always a chance she might outstay us, or like that she might come back and forget something and see we threw it away and then we'll never hear the end of it, you know?
Yeah. She might do a sweep of a nearby field. We gotta.
They even brought it home for safety. And then this woman shows up with a store
buried it in
bought
their
pie,
yard.
and then was like, I was just, I was wondering if I could join you. It was so good to see family, and I'd love to meet some more of your friends, blah blah blah, right? And it's also her sister, so it's like it's almost weird now. She's like, you can't stay here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
before you continue, my arc with this woman has been, at first I weirdly kind of respected her because just the pettiness. The pure pettiness of just like, know what, I'm gonna keep making the same thing, and they are going to like it, and I'm gonna make a deal out of it. It's not a great trait to have, but I kind of respected it. Now I do just kind of genuinely feel bad for her. It sounds like she doesn't have much going on. That she's not. If just the thought of someone maybe trying her fruitcake is making her show up unannounced, now I just kind of feel bad.
You know what it is? It's the culinary version of when you love a YouTube video and then you get your friend to watch it and then you watch them watch it.
Yeah. And then they don't like it, and then you start really trying to explain why it's funny to you.
Yeah.
And you realize that doesn't help. That will never fix it. They're not going to suddenly be like, oh, I do get it.
Yeah, you try to put it together why cats are better, and you're just like, really, now you're just talking a lot. You're talking longer than the video was.
Yeah.
And so they have to, as covertly as possible, when I tell you dig the fruitcake out of the trash. And it's not in the trash inside.
Oh.
It's in a bag.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's in a bag.
No.
It's in a bag.
It's old trash now.
They threw it away the night before and they took the garbage out.
Oh. I hope the cans are at the curb too, so they have to distract her so they can sneak out the front.
But basically, they have like a couple of friends without knowing it even, right? They are getting friends unknowingly running interference on her so they can go dig this fruitcake out of the trash, right? And luckily, the way they packaged it, there's not much trash on it because it's like really wrapped in foil a bunch of times, and like it's not great. You never want anything straight out of the trash like that, but it's not like completely ruined, you know?
Right, yeah.
I mean, never mind the fact that it's been in a trash bag all night with trash.
Yeah.
But it's not
But will this
noticeably
improve the
ruined.
flavor from what we've heard?
Ooh, coffee grounds. I've never had that in fruitcake. And so then they bring it in, and then her and her husband are having an argument over like if they should serve it or not, because they're like, we can't, like, we have to let her see that it's here, but once she sees that it's here, she's gonna be like, why aren't you? It'll just be the same thing all over again. So her sister is like,
and she's here, so she's clearly not leaving.
Yeah.
She's staying until someone eats this damn fruitcake.
And so her sister is like, we have to serve it. We have to. And her husband is the one that's like, hey, you gotta just, at some point, you gotta tell your sister you all love her. All right? Like, you gotta get this person out of your life if this fruitcake is if you about to serve dirty fruitcake at our Thanksgiving table to our friends, I think that your sister's taking you to a dark place.
While your sister eats a different dessert, we're going to feed our friends garbage.
And
this is not a healthy relationship.
And basically, a husband lost, wife walked out, and they served dirty fruitcake at their Friendsgiving. That was not. It wasn't redeemable. It like I don't know what she thought would happen by giving it to strangers. Like maybe she thought strangers would be so polite that they wouldn't. Like. They'd act like they liked it or something, and she'd be scot-free. Apparently, two people, like, what's the right adjective?
Apparently, 2 people. This is from what I'm told. 2 people like vehemently spit it out. Like, I don't know how many people were there, but 2 in any ratio is enough to be a big deal. You know what I mean? Because even if you had 10, that means a fifth of the people there spit out your food.
I mean, well, just especially like no matter, even if one person had done it and there had been 50 people there, I think it still would have hurt because this woman was showing up specifically just to see anyone eat and enjoy her fruitcake, which now all she's done is prolong the disappointment. And now she's going to start showing up to this Friendsgiving every year.
Because then this is the other thing that ends up happening. She is like, you know, eating with everyone, chatting with everyone. And apparently outside of fruitcake, this person is great, you know, good mood, affable, all this stuff like that.
Okay.
But the 2 people.
Chill hang the rest of the year. But.
Yeah. 2 people spit it out, right? And one person spit it out into a napkin. They did the polite thing of like, oh my goodness, this is gross, sort of covering their mouth and spitting it out to where maybe you almost can catch it.
Hand.
And the other one like coughed it out at the table.
And then just went, oh, no, yucky, yucky, yucky.
And so that's what it was like. Oh, this is up now, right?
Yeah.
All for nothing. The whole reason I tell the story is that lies get you nowhere. Okay? Honesty is always the best policy.
It is the best policy. That's what we've learned here from the fruitcake conspiracy.
Because if you try to shield yourself and others from the truth, you end up eating dirty fruitcake the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Yeah. So what we're trying to say is sometimes you just need to tell your siblings they're bad at something.
And not even don't do it anymore. Just tell them that this one is bad.
Just don't do it here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, you have to stop making fruitcakes. I just don't want to see it anymore.
Because the thing that is so mind-blowing to me about that whole situation is that y'all were already arguing every year.
Mm-hmm.
So then why not at some point just say your food is not good?
Yeah. We don't like it, Rhonda.
Nothing about this is tasty, okay?
We don't want this. How have you not figured it out? We're all being so polite and trying to let you figure it out.
You have made
no one wants this.
The flavorful version of a cake with knives in it, okay? And no one wants to cut their tongue today.
It was almost the perfect plan, too.
Yeah.
They almost got away with it, but they didn't realize the true wild card that she is.
Yeah, that she would show up to an uninvited dinner. Like, you don't even know if there's a place at the table for you.
No. Yeah.
You don't know how many friends coming. You don't know if these are like work friends that she's trying to impress. You were just like, hey, I'm gonna roll up tomorrow and I'm gonna watch them eat it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like a genuine intruder.
Yeah.
That's damn near breaking and entering what she did.
It's rare that a burglar brings a pie and doesn't take anything but your taste.
But frankly, it would hurt my feelings if a burglar showed up and made me eat bad food and ate better food in front of me. I'd be upset for a couple of reasons.
It's like you have to ask yourself why you aren't eating it every year.
Yes. That is truly the baffling part, that she seems to have never tasted it herself.
I think this is what I think happens, right? This is how I've rationalized this person. I think that she tastes everything along the way and doesn't think that all those flavors put together could possibly be bad. I think she dips her finger in the sugar and she's like, yep, sugar's good today. And
I love sugar.
And then she dips her finger in the bread mix and she's like, that's delicious too. And then it's not until she's done where she's like, well, I wouldn't want to be nasty and, eat some before I present it to everyone. And now no one else is eating it. And they're not eating, this is the craziest thing, they're not eating it from memory. Because there was the first year where people ate it and it was nasty.
Right, yeah.
And she either didn't eat it that year.
Yeah.
Or she tried it and was like, I couldn't possibly do that again. I followed all the directions this time.
Yeah. It's just an interesting psych profile.
Yeah.
This woman. It's just a very of what causes you to be like, they didn't like it. I better give them more.
Yeah, like thank goodness she cooking, because if she wasn't cooking, she'd be killing.
Oh yeah. No, it is good. It's good. She has a hobby.
Yeah. I'm like,
anytime making these fruitcakes is time away from sharpening knives. So I think it's a good thing.
yeah. This other one I've been saving actually for quite a while. I almost told it last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I didn't want to make it like people want to be with their families today. You know, they want to just relax and chill. And I didn't want to make last year's episode so long that it was like, oh, this is going to be a feat. This feels like work, you know?
Mm-hmm. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I like to think that on the Thanksgiving, what I encourage our listeners to do is to force the entire family to listen to it. You know?
Yeah.
So if anything, a long episode is more time.
Let us be the fruitcake in your life.
Yes. Let us be the thing you hold your family hostage with.
Yeah. Basically, this is wild because this is like old. This is like in his family's like lore. Okay.
It's family's lore. I know what you mean by that though. Like every family has those couple stories where it's like, nah, this is what aimed the family a little bit.
Yeah, and it happened so long ago that like nobody can fact check it. Like,
oh, that's even better.
Yeah, I mean, it grows with it grows as it's passed down.
A true Thanksgiving myth.
Yeah, like I'm sure I'm positive that this version is like probably juiced up from the version his mom told him.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Anyway,
I honestly love hearing those stories when you hear them and they're a family story like that, where you can tell none of it's true, but it's still charming.
Yeah.
Where you're kind of like, oh, so many people have told this story that it truly does become like a fable.
Well,
it's no longer a human story.
This is what's like crazy. All right, they know some of it is a fact. It's just the details around it that can't be known. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
like he said when his mom told him she was doing voices and she was like, you don't know what those people sound like. Don't do that.
Doing like really over the top voices too.
Yeah. Just like, you know,
it's time to cut the turkey.
Yeah,
it's like,
you
well,
don't
that's
know
the
those
voice.
people.
That's what you went with. There's no way.
Yeah. Don't
that would be the story if that's how he sounded.
Yeah. And so basically okay. I'm trying to remember how many greats it is. So it is the story starts with a great grandma, okay?
So, great.
Yeah. So I'm just for the sake of the story, for the sake of brevity, I'm just gonna call her Triple G, okay?
Triple G, I like this.
Yeah.
So is this the great grandmother of someone like our age?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was saying,
because I mean, so that gets in like the 1800s then.
Maybe he didn't give me a year.
Like, no, right? But I'm saying potentially a great. Like this could. So this is. This could be going back to the Civil War right now.
Yeah.
This is the furthest back one of our stories have gone.
Great, right? And this is also when there were no supermarkets. There were just like you would like go to the butcher or you go to the general store or whatever, right?
Right.
Okay. So I don't remember what the cut of meat was, but it basically starts with Triple G going to prepare for Thanksgiving, right? And she's trying to get a specific cut of meat. And there's this lady in line in front of her that like, and not quite in front of her. Like apparently this is how the whole dispute starts. She's in line, and from her account, this lady is like cutting in line in front of her right as she's about to order. But that lady like is convinced that she was in line, and that woman's run up behind her to try to like jump the line. Okay.
Okay.
But they're both trying to order the same cut of meat.
Okay.
Okay. And so then they're arguing in the store, and the butcher is finally like, listen, I don't know who was here first, but I'll tell you what, I was just King Solomon this, and I'm gonna give each of y'all half. All right. Nobody getting the full order because it's the last cut anyway. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And so they both went home upset.
Right.
But with a little bit of the meat, right?
They got some meat. Yeah.
Yeah. And then like maybe the next day they saw each other just in general at the store, and there was some like passive aggression that was taking place, right?
Okay.
And then the next day, right? So the day after seeing each other in a different market, all right? Triple G is out with her husband, who's, you know, obviously also Triple G, okay? He goes to the...
So we've got like 6 G's right now.
Yeah. We are stacked heavy, okay? So then Triple G and you know, Grandpa Triple G are out, and they're having a day, because this is like maybe the day before Thanksgiving, and so they're going out to eat at you know, some restaurant or, you know, whatever, and then he goes to the bathroom, and she sees the woman from the other day, right? And I don't know if she had a couple drinks, I don't know what it was, but she decided, hey, in the most ladylike fashion, while my husband is in the bathroom, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna curse this lady out, right?
There you go.
And so then they ran into each other, had words again, okay? And like not like a fight. This wasn't like a bar fight or anything like that.
Right.
But it was just like, you know, oh, how's your day going, tramp? Or, you know, like whatever they said back then. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And this is also, I'm pretty sure, the part where his mom would be doing the voices, and he's like, there's no way you can know that. You never met this woman. She's our great, never mind. So then
You are a meat thief of ill repute.
Yeah. She goes and sits back down, and then Grandpa comes out and he's like, hey, I'm actually very sick. I need to go home, right? I'm hey, in there, unholy. Let's go.
I've got a touch of the consumption.
Yeah. And this is also in an era in life when, hey, you could go from anything. So like,
this could be the one.
Yeah. So this man was probably had like too hot of a fart and was like, it's time for me to tell you and the children, you know, I love you, right?
Yeah. Let's go home and update the will.
Yeah. And so they leave right after that thing happened, okay? They have Thanksgiving, and he's not better, right? Like he's at the table for a little while, and then he's like, I'm feeling really bad. I'm gonna see if I can go to a doctor, right? So he leaves Thanksgiving to go to a doctor, okay? And then comes back late in the night and was like, oh, the doctor gave me some drops, and like, because this is also back when medicine was like, it would be something that had nothing to do with your eyes and they'd still just give you drops. They give you like a gargle. You know what I'm talking about? Like
a gargle.
Like a true, how do you pronounce it? Apothecary? Like,
yeah.
You were going to a true chemist, okay? You're not getting a prescription filled or anything. This dude is just like, look, I heard that this benzoyl thing is good for mouths. So
yeah. A man came through town with a traveling show and sold us all the snake oil.
Yeah. So gargle with this 6 times a day.
Here's your oils, and now also I'll cut your hair because I'm the barber too.
Yeah. And so he's
in some bloodletting.
Yeah.
Boy, this is a wild time in history.
Yeah. He comes back late in the night. And she's like, oh my gosh, we were so worried. Like, I almost went to the doctor to check on you because you had been gone. He was gone for hours, right? Like, it's dark when he gets back.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh no, the doctor gave me some drops and said I should be all good, and in a couple days, whatever, right? And I don't know what this man's job is, but he just constantly for the next few weeks is cutting out of work, cutting out of dinner, cutting out of like all this stuff to go to the doctor, because he's like, and it's different problems now. So sometimes it's his breathing, sometimes it's his stomach, whatever, right? And then one night, Triple G, she suspects that something's up because she's like, nobody's this sick that doesn't die. All right.
Not on my watch.
Yeah. Like this is crazy. Like hospital bills alone should have bankrupted us by now. Like,
come on, honey, get better or get gone. All right.
Yeah, because Triple G is also from an era where it's like I don't think she would have had a job, and so she may have not known all the ins and outs of the money coming in the house. But she has enough common sense to know that if you go to the doctor 75 times in a month and a half, you're bankrupt.
Right.
Like the American healthcare system has never been that solid. Even when the town doctor was just doing you favors, he only had so many to give, right?
Right, yeah.
And so one night, he's gone for however long he gone, right? And then and she tucks the children into bed. She tells them not to get up, right? Like not to get out of bed or anything. And she leaves the house and she just goes out searching for him, right?
Okay.
And she finds him at the bar with the lady from the other cut of meat.
Oh, shit.
This dude has 2 families.
Wait, so this wasn't just like an affair that happened.
This is not
an affair. He had a
affair.
separate family.
He moved.
Whoa.
He moved his other family into town to be closer to them.
Wow, bold.
Yeah.
Bold.
Yeah. And so this dude got 2 families, and then the reason that he was acting all sick and stuff when they were eating was because he saw her. And so he didn't even know that they had like, some spat or anything, right? And that's also why he wanted to go home as soon as he got out of the bathroom.
Yeah. So so neither wife knows about each other then.
Neither wife knows about each other, and he hadn't been going to the doctor. He'd been going to her house. So he spent half his Thanksgiving over with her. And they both just think he has to work.
They both think he has to work and has horrible stomach problems.
Yeah. This dude out here being a great dad and a horrible husband. So this dude has 2 families. She sees them together and she waits for them to come out, and then she just freaks out on both of them, right? Like just like losing it. And then the woman that she ran into that she got the problems with, right, is the other wife. But now she's like, wait, how do you know her? Because this is the person that I was telling you about, right? Like she's the reason we didn't have good mutton or whatever for Thanksgiving. And she's like, no, you're the reason we didn't have good mutton or whatever for Thanksgiving. I don't know what the meat was they were arguing over, but
let's go with mutton. Let's go like this.
But yeah. So then that dude had 2 families, and yeah, they don't know. Like obviously, no one knows like the full ins and outs of everything that transpired and stuff. But he said he knows the skeleton of the story is true because that's how he has his cousins. Because his cousins are from that
So they know there's two families from one guy.
His cousins are from the other family.
That.
So then for every one of him, there's another guy telling the story about like, yeah, our Triple G was in line and then this lady behind her tried to cut.
Yeah. He must have really thought he was cracking some sort of code.
Yeah.
He's like, listen, people got second families, secret families, right? But they're so far away, and you got to factor in travel. I'm thinking, I just put them closer together. What could go wrong? Oh, no.
Listen to me when I tell you, my horse almost dead. All right. This horse got about 100 miles left on it. All right. I need to move my other family to town.
And then when he finds out that both of his wives have not only met but are feuding.
Yeah.
First off, that's got to just have a moment of being like, how, really? First, there's that.
Yeah.
Then eventually, you probably got to laugh at it a little bit to be like, of course they did this.
Before you laugh at it, you definitely have to have a little bit of a disappointment that truly,
sure.
the threesome will never be possible.
No, never, because they have met and hate each other.
Yeah.
But also, there also has to be a little moment of therapy, because now, basically, with one of his wives, he gets to just openly complain about the other wife.
What's really happening here, though, is that he's like, oh, okay. When you say a moment of therapy, like, I think the most cathartic feeling could be like, oh, okay, it already went as poorly as it could possibly go.
I think there's that, but then also think about if your wife is complaining about this other lady who sucks. She's like, yeah, that's the lady who cut in line. I hate her. And he can just be like, sounds like a real bitch.
Yeah. And let me tell you something else about her. All right, her cooking isn't all that great either.
Yeah, she was gonna waste that meat. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, that dude probably knows who cooked the best mutton. Everything. He got to hold it back. He got to go. That's probably why he left his first family. Was like, I know the food's gonna be bomb at the other wet. Like,
yeah.
At the other Thanksgiving, there's gonna be like, ooh, better fixings. Is all I'm saying. Wow. All right.
This has been a Thanksgiving of conspiracies this year.
Yeah.
You kind of found a theme.
Yeah.
With those stories a little bit.
Yeah, I guess so. Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Nicely done.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
You want to open up the mailbag?
Let's do it.
I have a couple of Thanksgiving-centric emails that we got here.
Okay.
Let's see. First, this one here. This is from our friend Aloy, and the title of it is Thanksgiving Terrorist. Hey, guys. Sorry for the all caps title, but this is a holiday-specific email. So to explain, last Thanksgiving was a little less organized than usual for my family. I'm usually on dressing duty, but my mom had already taken care of it. She then offered to have me finish cooking the macaroni, and she was already making the cheese sauce. She offered me a spoonful of some very gritty-looking sauce, and in my naivete, I tasted it. I'm pretty sure it tasted closer to cereal milk than cheese sauce. I then proceeded to lie to her face and say it was good. As soon as she left the kitchen, my sister rushes in and asked me if I could save it. Nope, not an option. I burnt it and remade the macaroni and cheese to save everybody else. I'm a hero. The actual tragedy is that this is not the only dish she has assaulted with sugar. She has done this to chili dogs and tuna casserole. She's a menace. Happy Thanksgiving, Aloy. More Thanksgiving conspiracy.
I was just about to say, wow. I
accidentally perfectly on theme, Aloy.
Yeah. Don't nobody make mistakes on Thanksgiving, all right?
Yeah. Yeah. If someone's burning something or they dropped it, it was on purpose.
They meant to.
It was on purpose, and it's at you.
Yeah.
Wow. Perfectly. That's perfectly on theme. I wasn't even expecting that.
Yeah, that's incredible.
This one here, this is a Black Friday story, actually, because that season is upon us, too. This is from Mike. Hey, Logan and Josh. Black Friday season is almost on us again, and I thought I would share one of my favorite stories that has a Black Friday vibe. Unfortunately, it wasn't an actual Black Friday sale, but if you're willing to go along for the ride, you'll get why I submitted it. Well, we appreciate the honesty, so... I don't know. Could have just lied to us, but I appreciate that being like, it's not really Black Friday in this story, but it's Black Friday-esque.
Uh-huh.
And it is. I've read through this one. Our adventure begins with a group of people all closing a bar down after a big concert on a Saturday night at 3 a.m. and our manager asking who would be willing to stand in line with him and his girlfriend to get his kid a Nintendo Wii because he heard there was a Target drop happening. So this is just a regular ass store wait, I guess, not a Black Friday wait. Myself and the drug dealer who worked in the kitchen all
couldn't say cook.
Yeah, all decided to pile into his girlfriend's car with him, and we went to Target. It didn't bump me at all that the drug dealer worked in the kitchen, because I'm like, yeah, there's one at every restaurant, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
On the ride there, he confessed that he may have borrowed a bottle of Irish whiskey from the bar we worked at to keep us all warm. We headed to a Target in the Chicago suburb Naperville and found ourselves fourth in line at only 3:30 in the morning. It wasn't long before we were out of Irish whiskey, the drug dealer from the kitchen had somehow disappeared, and the snow was falling. It seems that the combination of exhaustion and alcohol turned me into a walking public service announcement to the people in line behind us that happened to have brought their kids. Well, I mean, they're responsible for having their children out at a Target at 3:30 in the morning. The manager's girlfriend wasn't a big fan of my behavior, and she frog marched me to her car and stuck me in the back seat to fall asleep. I don't know that phrase, frog march.
I have no idea what that is. Do y'all jump over each other while somebody's in trouble?
Or is it like when you grab a kid's like the back of their britches and like move them so they're like kind of having to hop a little bit to keep up with you, you know? I don't know. So far, so good. Unfortunately, things wouldn't stay good for long. I proceeded to throw up on the floor of my manager's girlfriend's car, and shortly after that, the police showed up and tried to arrest me for drunk driving. When I didn't have keys, I was sitting in the back seat, and there was no way I was going anywhere. Our bar manager managed to calm them down by appealing to the fact that nobody wanted to miss the Bears game tomorrow because they were in the playoffs that year. Thankfully, I ended up only having to pay for having her car cleaned and did not go to jail. That's one of those tell me you're white without saying you're white.
Yeah, this is very weird. This is like, how could you possibly, it's not your car and you don't have keys.
But it is also the way to get out of being arrested, just being like, but football, am I right?
Yeah,
and they were like, you're right, get out of here, you crazy kids. My manager got his Nintendo Wii, and the drug dealer who works in the kitchen ended up showing up for work the next day, so he was fine. My manager's girlfriend, who was also a server at the bar, never spoke to me again. When I awoke the following day in a strange house, I discovered it was my manager's basement, and he very proudly showed me the Nintendo Wii that he was able to secure for his kid. The only fights that happened as a result of that night were most likely caused by me. Thanks for hearing me out, and I assure you I have become a much better person since then. Thanks for making a place where we all feel comfortable to tell our unhinged stories. Thank you, Mike. Yep, this is a safe space for insanity.
Yeah, right. Oh, man. Well, thank you to everyone who wrote in, and thank you for listening to the Josh Johnson Show. We had a great time recording. I hope you had a great time listening. Real quick, I definitely want to say what I am thankful for this year. I'm thankful for another year to be able to do the things that I love. I'm thankful for every one of you who has come to a show, emailed, DM'd, any effort to reach out to us and tell us how you feel about us has been greatly appreciated. It means the world to us, especially as the show grows and as we do more for it. Every patron, every person who takes the time to say a kind word or like has shown clips or episodes to someone, or anyone who's just laughed with us this year has been like a real friend, and we appreciate you so much. I also appreciate JID. I'm finally listening to a lot of his music, and I appreciate you, Logan.
Wow, after JID, huh?
Well, I was trying to save
all of our friends.
I was trying to save you for last. Did you really want it to be you and then JID?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
I think so. It was a very heartfelt thing you said about our listeners, and then hard shift to JID.
Well, it's not that hard of a shift. The music means a lot to me, and then I was saving you for last, which I thought was the prime position.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like no matter what order I would have gone in, you would have been unhappy with it. Because if I had said you first, quickly, and then JID, and then you, the listeners.
See, but now why do you have to say quickly, though?
Because it was quick. I said it. I didn't go on a long thing. So then if I was like, hey, I'm really thankful for you, Logan. I'm also thankful for JID. And to you, the listeners, I'm so thankful for all of you.
I don't know. I think that would have entertained me.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
I enjoyed it still, and I am thankful for you. You get so grumpy when I give you shit, but if I didn't have that, what would I be doing with my time, huh? No, but I won't fully repeat everything you said because I think you summed it up very nicely. But yes, very thankful for everyone who listens to the show, everyone who's come out to see us do shows this year because we've got to travel quite a bit. People, thankful to the people who join us for our virtual shows, which, not to transfer this into a plug, but we got one this Sunday coming up. So if you feel like coming and hanging with us, we always have a great time, and we are thankful for everyone who joins us and listens to the show, and who emails in.
if you are looking to catch up with us on any of the socials, you can find me at Josh Johnson Comedy on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, where we're going to be posting clips of the show. And if you are looking for Logan,
you can follow me on Instagram at Logan M. Nielsen. And if you want to get into the mailbag, that's joshjohnsonshow@gmail.com. Send us your stories, send us your thoughts, send us your questions. There's another thing you can send us. I didn't have a third one to say. You can also join our Patreon if you'd like. We have bonus podcasts and videos and other community stuff that we do there. Patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. We got a bunch of different tiers for different levels and different monetary values. So you're going to get something. No matter what level you want to join, you're going to get something good. And thank you.
Well, a happy holiday to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I hope your stomachs and hearts are full. You know, not quite at the same time, because that's really not healthy. But
well, in like a different way too. Like you want your heart full, like metaphorically, not actually full.
Yeah, you don't want like full of blood, because then you're on the brink.
Your heart has too much blood in it.
Yeah, it is juicy.
Or cholesterol. You don't want a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah.
Your tum tum though? Hell yeah. Fill it up, baby.
Full of stuffing.
Just stuff it up.
Yeah.
Go get stuffed this Thanksgiving.
Get it in.
Get it in there. Don't be a quitter.
Yeah, you finish that plate.
Yeah, you got this. Yeah, we're all watching.
Yeah. Eat to your heart's content.
But then also a little bit more, because we're watching.
Until it hurts.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Stay away from fruitcake. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It really supports the channel. Hit the bell notification, because apparently it's the only way YouTube will tell you that something happened. And just tell a friend. That's the biggest thing you could do. Just tell one person in your life that you like, maybe you don't like, that this video happened to you.
We release the podcast every Thursday on all the podcast apps, so you should find us there and subscribe on those and comment and leave reviews and whatever on all of them. And also, if you want bonus stuff, you can join our Patreon, patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. We have bonus podcasts and videos and stuff there, and we'd love to see you